Alright, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to Real Madrid. Again, I'm your host, Dr. Jota, and in this video it's not about that I have just news or very good news regarding to Mbappe and Real Madrid and all this whole thing, but let me tell you that this is a very encouraging video, and it's because we have to understand, all los Madridistas as of this moment, we have to understand that Kylian Mbappe might be closer to Real Madrid than ever before. The reason is very simple. One of the most important lessons that we learned from this whole drama of Sergio Ramos, renewal contract situation and all the stuff, is that El Chiringuito, Pedro, and some of the journalists that were with him, they have, when it comes to Real Madrid, and specifically when it comes to Florentino Perez, these guys, especially Pedro, are the best information source that we can utilize for all the things regarding to Real Madrid. Pedro, I think I told you this before. Pedro is a very good friend of Florentino Perez. I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they're all the time going to eat out or going to dine out or things like that. No, I'm not saying that. But of course, one of the reasons why Florentino Perez chose El Chiringuito for revealing his plans about La Superliga, it was not a coincidence. It was not a coincidence. The night before, Pedro was asking to Florentino Perez to show up in the program, in the TV show, in El Chiringuito, to explain all the details regarding to La Superliga, and Florentino finally showed up and explained everything. So every time rumors, news, speculations, and all the stuff are coming from El Chiringuito, Pedro, or all these guys around, is something that we have to say, hey, this might be true. So we have to be careful, because this news, this interpretation, this rumor, this gossip might become true. And with Sergio Ramos has worked that way, because every single thing that Sergio Ramos confirmed this morning during the press conference, it was already said and commented by some of the journalists, and of course Pedro from El Chiringuito, over the last 6 months. So one of the most important things that we know now is that El Chiringuito, I knew this before, but El Chiringuito is one of the most important sources of information regarding to Real Madrid. So that being said, what is the next conclusion we can have? What is the next conclusion we can obtain from this, prior conclusion? Well, it's pretty much because, it's just about all the news that we have regarding to the future of Kylian Mbappe. All the times that Pedro has spent opening the show, claiming and saying and confirming that Real Madrid is about to sign Kylian Mbappe. Real Madrid thinks that might sign to Kylian Mbappe for the next month of August. The Real Madrid is willing to pay 50 million salary to Kylian Mbappe. All these kind of things. Then, after all this whole situation with Sergio Ramos drama, might be true. So there's no reason for me to think otherwise. If Pedro is claiming over and over again, night in, night out, that Mbappe, Real Madrid is very sure, is strongly convinced that they will be able to sign Kylian Mbappe, is because they know something that the rest of the world ignore. That is the point. They know something that the rest of the fans, the rest of the people don't really know. Because in my opinion, Florentino Perez is hiding something that nobody knows, and he will probably use it to convince Al Khelaifi that Kylian Mbappe has to play in Real Madrid. Florentino Perez is a very, very smart impresario. He's a very smart guy. He's been around in this industry for 20 years. And he knows how to do that. He knows how to get Mbappe and become true. The signing of Kylian Mbappe become true. You know what I'm saying? So when all the people from Chiringuito are so sure and are showing off everybody the confidence that they have every time they speak about Kylian Mbappe, in my opinion, we are in front of people that really know what is going to happen, and they are pretty sure that Real Madrid will be able to sign no matter what the Kylian Mbappe. That's why, even although I know this is not news, this is not something new, this is not something you are listening to for the first time in life, I know, I'm aware of that. You have to be very happy for this, because now the most important lesson that we have learned from the Sergio Ramos situation is that every single thing, every time Pedro, El Chiringuito are confirming, are claiming something, it might be true. And there's no other reason for me to think that that is not going to happen. I mean, Pedro revealed before than any other journalist that the offer of Florentino Perez, the offer with the 1-year contract extension and the pay cut of the 10%, he was the first one saying that Florentino Perez was taking the offer off the table last week. Before than any other, he knew it, right? And months ago, when Florentino Perez and Sergio Ramos had their own, meetings and interviews to see what is going on, what are your thoughts, I would like to know what is your opinion, what is your plan. When he revealed all the stuff, nobody knew at that moment what was going on. Nobody knew anything about the meeting that they had before the game against Elche, before the game against Atalanta. Nobody except Giuseppe Pedro. So if you transfer this philosophy, this idea, then every time they say something about Mbappe, then we have to believe that the position of Real Madrid towards the signing of Kylian Mbappe is much stronger than we think, or should be much stronger than expected. And it's not a coincidence. All the rumors out there claiming that Cristiano Ronaldo is waiting for the departure of Kylian Mbappe to sign for PSG. It's not a coincidence that Cristiano Ronaldo hasn't said anything yet regarding to his future. The other day, he said, the most important for me now is the European Championship, no matter what. That's it. He didn't reveal anything about his future. And in my opinion, the only reason for that is because he's waiting for this kind of domino fall. So once we see Kylian Mbappe leaving PSG, then there will be more people moving in, moving out, like for example Cristiano Ronaldo to PSG, Mbappe to Real Madrid, and and probably Cristiano Ronaldo maybe PSG or maybe Manchester City, I don't know. But I don't care. Most important for me is that. Most important for me is that the main lesson that El Chiringuito have left behind is that every time they say something, we have to replicate the same thing as if that were news. Because they know a lot of things that we don't. They know a bunch of things that everybody ignores. So that was my point. That's why I'm here telling you all, not be happy, do not celebrate anything yet, but be aware, because if they say that Real Madrid will be able to sign Kylian Mbappe, it's because there are so many chances for us to see Kylian Mbappe playing for Real Madrid. So now let me know your thoughts about that. Just comment in the section below, and of course subscribe to my channel, Real Madrid Hub.